lads.
All right.
What we're building here is not just a trap, it's a vision, all right? So I can see we've already the plans here for them stairs and the vials where they come out. That's grand. But what have we not got enough of here?
Rails?
The darts that come out of this trap need to be numerous and legion. When they step on this lever, I want them fucking buried. Absolutely up to their eyeballs in darts.
How many is up to the eyeballs?
How many have you got so far?
7.
7.
Times it by 20! They can't have enough darts! I want more darts! I want darts in the tubes! I want darts in the walls! I want darts in vials! I want darts inside darts!
I can hear what you're saying, but that's going to take a while. That is...
Yeah, we've got to ship them in from the dart factory, which takes at least 3 weeks. And if you're getting over 20, that's you've got to pay tax on that as well, sir.
Tax on that. And also, it takes a little while for them, because there's only 2 of them in the warehouse making them.
Yeah.
So.
All right, fine. Could you... Would it be easier if you had loads and loads and loads and loads of darts, but then just made one very fragile box up at the top, so if someone came along with some kind of, I don't know, sonic-based spell, that'd be the only way to break it?
Well, yeah, that would be good.
Right,
what we could also do, sir, we could also make a little grate at the bottom of the stairs that when they fall down into the grate, they go back into the machine and then they recycle, so we can recycle them.
So you took the words right out of my mouth. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
That is genius. How much am I paying you? I'm going to triple it.
For three gold pieces.
3 gold pieces a day.
Very good. 9 gold pieces a day it is. That's some brilliant work. You two are evil beyond compare.
Quite a lot of money, isn't it?
Barry, do you know how to make this sort of system?
I've got no idea. Should we have a cup of tea and talk about it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Darts! More darts!
Previously on the Danger Club podcast.
Lightning courses down from the sky into his fist.
You need to talk, but you don't need your eyes.
Everybody, we must get inside. There are so many people coming.
Don't worry about me, I've got this.
Told every tribe in the city that the plaza is ripe for slaughter.
Tell me where the curse breaker is.
It's inside the temple.
You've got so much to carry. Here, give me your bag.
Edie runs to the door and vanishes from sight.
The adventure continues now.
Roll in.
Get a little shout out to our international Dangerlings at the top of this show. I wanted to give a little shout out to Dangerlings Australia. We got some good friends in Australia here because I was at an Australian bakery. That's the thing, apparently, in West London. They have one of these. I had a Lamington, and my goodness, was it delicious! Australia, I salute you.
Tell us more about a Lamington, Dan. What is it?
I will tell you about a Lamington. It's going to blow your mind. So a Lamington is like it's a square of, any Australian, and I hope will know what I'm talking about. They're like a square of sponge. It's covered in chocolate sauce, and then it's rolled in coconut. And you have that as a little snack. It was a bougie West London kind of Lamington place. So mine was like a tiramisu Lamington, which is I'm sure is sacrilege. I'm sure we immediately upset them. But Australian Dangerlings, do tell us if are they a thing? Are they really? It's one of those things you look up. It's like, oh yeah, it's one of those things that everyone in Australia eats. It's like, okay, you say so, but it was absolutely delicious.
It looks pretty good. I'm looking online now. And it does look great. Yeah.
Yet apparently popular, according to Wikipedia, particularly popular in Brisbane and Queensland.
Apparently, together with the Pavlova and Peach Melba, they are the peak when it comes to desserts in Australia.
Oh, yeah. That's the 3 pillars of...
There you go.
The triumvirate of pudding in Australia. There we go.
There you go.
We've learned something, and we've all got a bit of a sweet tooth. You can tell this is the first one after lunch, isn't it? We've still got food in our brains. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very full-up Danger Club podcast.
I can tell you, if we're chatting stuffs like, yum stuffs, eating stuffs. I've recently tried the Philadelphia jalapeno version, and it's masterful. It's a real master stroke. I mean, I used to have Philadelphia on a bagel, with like just full on jalapenos thrown on it anyway. But this isn't quite as spicy. It's just got the flavour of it. It's actually excellent.
Good shout.
Yeah.
I feel like putting jalapeno on anything is a cheat code. Like, jalapeno makes everything better.
Yeah.
That's
Just
true.
going back to desserts, like when I was in New Zealand, my family, because we've got family out there, they were all like, do you want some Sally Lan? That's a really bad New Zealand accent. I apologise to anyone from New Zealand that's listening, but I'm half New Zealand, so I can get away with it. Right?
Yeah, but you should apologise to us for it, though, Colin. Like,
I apologise to you. Yeah. You're the ones that had to endure.
You
I had
do
some
look
Sally
New
Lan.
Zealandish, actually.
There is a New Zealandishness about me, yeah, I know. Thank you for recognising that. But yes, a Sally Lunn I had, and apparently it's not a New Zealand thing, but everybody I met in New Zealand knew what a Sally Lunn was.
What is a Sally Lunn?
Now,
It's a bit like a Belgian bun, but not a Belgian bun. And there's different recipes for it. So there's many, many different versions of a Sally Lunn. I just remember it being kind of a nice little spongy tea cake. You know?
now that you've mentioned it, Colin, I can't not look at you and see Brett, you know, from Bride of the Concords.
Yeah, it's always been that.
Got a very Britishness about you.
There's, and he plays a guitar and he's funny.
Yeah, exactly.
I also
Appreciate
that my New Zealand friends told me about fairy bread. Is it fairy bread?
Fairy bread.
Yeah. It's just a sandwich, except it's got hundreds and thousands in it.
Wow.
That's crazy. I've never heard that.
I think it's fairy bread. The pixie loaf, Sprite, wheat. I can't remember. It's something along those lines.
Sprite,
It could all be a
and
thing,
Pixie
really,
Loaf
couldn't it?
definitely sounds like the lineup at a festival. That's,
Yeah, it really does.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
wow, it's a
Pixie
Sally
Loaf.
Lunn.
I'm sure I've met her.
Sally Lunn. See, Wikipedia disagree. Wikipedia is saying it's American. Get out of here, Wikipedia.
Yeah, it's weird because in the stuff that I found, it's from England.
It was apparently
So it's like an old 1800s, cake from England. So I think there's probably about 7 different versions of this cake from different places. And for some reason, it's like a daddy long legs. There's a bunch of different ones across the world.
It's like a sweet tea cake. It's like a cross between a tea cake and a brioche by the sound of it. That sounds That sounds delightful. And the ones on Wikipedia have got a big Union Jack flag stuck in the top of them, so they can also be racist. That's good to know that.
Yeah, there's one you can make, and it's kind of like it looks amazing. The one recipe I found, where you make it in like a big round thing. There's like a pole in the middle or something. It's like a big, massive, spongy donut, which doesn't look like a Belgian bun at all.
Wow.
It looks like something completely different. So that would be the one I want to try.
You have to understand, Angelings, that here in the UK, it is now closing in on the time when the Great British Bake Off will be starting again. So this is the peak time when we've been denied baked good-based content for so long. So it's just on our minds here. It's the only conversation you'll have around the streets of London these days. It's like, hello, how's the weather? What baked goods are you currently thinking of? And then we just discuss buns.
Look at this. Look, Sally Lunn bread. Can you see that?
Oh, that looks delicious.
Yeah.
The listeners can't, Colin, but
That
I'm
looks
appreciating
great, doesn't it?
That looks,
It does
that
it.
makes
It does.
me
It
hungry.
looks a bit like tiger bread. It's got
It
that
looks
sort
a
of
bit
like
like
sugary baked crust. Isn't it funny though? Like obviously for those of you who've never visited London or anything like that, man, things have changed over the last 20 years. Like I remember a time where you struggled to find a vegetarian meal or restaurant sort of thing. And now you just walk down the street and the high street's been replaced from shops you'd actually probably genuinely need, like chemists and butchers and people like this, to specialist bread shops and cake shops and donut shops and coffee shops, like that just do specialised coffee from stuff that's been eaten by a tortoise for 1,000 years and then pooped out the back, and then you eat it and you grind it, and it's just mad.
That used to be much more of a sort of a New York thing, didn't it? Like having very specialist places, and people would, line up round the corner, you know what I mean, to go and get stuff from there at a certain time of day, or I guess we're just more and more turning into America.
It's useful. Well, I'm happy with that. So my wife can't eat gluten.
Wow.
It's one of these weird side effects that's come from COVID over Christmas. It's just triggered a real strong gluten allergy on it. So we've been trying to completely redo our diets and completely refigure how we cook at home. And her mum my mother-in-law has always been allergic to gluten, just forever, and having to grow up, in the before any of this was around, and in fucking Gloucestershire and stuff, when there's none of these options. So we took them to a gluten-free restaurant in London. It's like a fine dining restaurant that only does everything's gluten-free and dairy-free. And we were like,
Amazing.
this is their thanks to COVID and storms and everything, it was their anniversary present, birthday present, Christmas present, Mother's Day present. It was like it'd been postponed so many times, and we had this fancy meal where you could just order anything off the menu and not have to ask if it was safe or not. She still asked because she's been asking her whole life. So, and bless her, she sat there with her bread roll sitting in front of her for like the whole meal, so it was almost dessert, and she was like, "Oh, sorry, whose roll is that?" And we're like, "It's yours. You can eat it." You've never seen someone so delighted to eat a bread roll. It was.
I was out in Old Street last night, and I walked past a new restaurant. I haven't been to Old Street in a little while, and there was a kebab place, which was like kebabs and burgers and all that sort of stuff, and it was vegan. So it was like a dirty kebab shop that you'd go to after the pub that stays open till 3 a.m. and it was just all vegan.
Yes.
Can't believe
Impressive.
it. Yeah, amazing.
That is delicious. Vegans deserve to be able to make bad choices after midnight as well, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh. Ross, what's your favourite dessert?
Yeah, sticky toffee pudding, probably.
Sticky toffee pudding.
Sticky toffee pudding with clotted cream.
Yes.
Sticky toffee pudding.
Yeah, that's my go-to sort of dessert of choice. But then I like all desserts, really.
It's that's my nemesis in a nemesis. That's my thing. Anytime you're in a pub and you think you're too full up, if there's a sticky toffee pudding on the dessert menu, it's like, well, having dessert, because you can't let one of those pass up, because it is supremely difficult to fuck up. So it's generally reliable.
It's a cheesecake for me. Like, if there's a cheesecake on the menu, I'm like, oh, we got to get that. We have to get it.
Did anyone else used to play the game when you were a kid of trying to say sticky toffee pudding by pretending you had no teeth? So you roll roll your lips over your teeth and then say sticky toffee pudding.
Sticky toffee pudding.
You can't. It's impossible to say.
You know what, James? I was gonna mock you for your childhood games, but that was delightful.
I can't believe no one else played that. Maybe that was just a family game that we used to play. Which is why they used to serve us real quick to get us out, because we were just sat there going, just get them out.
I would be remiss if I moved us on from this without turning this dessert talk in the direction of the most nutritionally informed member of the Danger Club. Scott, what's your favourite dessert? Scones. Nice.
Love it.
It's not really a dessert, though, is it?
No, it isn't. I know. That's why I held back, and everyone's talking about desserts. I was like, I'm not going to say scones because it's not a dessert. But it is the supremest, sweetest good you could ever have. I went down to Dorset lately, and I had true scone with true clotted cream with true jam, and it was truly amazing.
Which first did you have?
Well, obviously, I'm not a monster, Ross. So obviously, which one I put was the clotted cream first and then the jam on top, because that way the jam does not slide off the clotted cream. If it was the other way round, you would get the wrong taste combination in your mouth. When you bit down on it, the roof of your mouth would have cream instead of jam. It would go in your teeth. That is a nightmare. And anyone else who says, I think is I never eat one twice, because that's it. I've only ever had one in my life. I just know it's good.
And also, just if anyone didn't see, Dorset recently burned to the ground. Mysteriously, it's gone. It's gone. It's just
and all recipes for scones are now off the internet as well. You can't find them.
Okay, all right. We've done cream or jam first. We're not getting into scone or scone. This is going to be like this is the thing that we have there is a baked good, Dangerlings, here in the UK, that there is a blood feud over parts of the country over which toppings you put on it first and exactly how it is pronounced, and there is a firm divide that will split families over that. And if you ever want to know kind of how Brexit managed to happen, it's things like that starting off. There's the seeds of division that lie within British culture. Yeah, we can fall out with each other.
They'll speak about it on the Discord as well.
I'm sure we've talked about it on the show before.
Yeah,
the pronunciation.
I'm sure we have.
Recycling the same old.
Yeah,
and it's the same old material, isn't it? Yeah.
Brexit, you've got like one side who wants cream and jam on their scones, and the other side who wants to be fascist. So it's really similar. It's really similar.
You've only got 16 episodes until we're 200. By the way,
we're on the road to 200.
I just before we get to that though, I just need to reassure the Americans. Just a reminder, scones are like biscuits, okay? But we don't have them with gravy. We have them with cream and jam or jelly, if you want to know that. Biscuits over here are cookies, all right? And that's all I want to say. I just needed to clear that up before we go any further.
Colin's disclaimer of the week.
But in America, they have biscuits and gravy, and biscuits are more like our scones. Yeah,
and gravy is sauce, right? Cookies, it's not like Bisto gravy.
Gravy is like for all our English listeners, the gravy that they put on their scones is not gravy like Bisto gravy. It's cool. like a saucy kind of like white sauce.
That's a bit. That's some amazing clearing up.
So a quick question to Scott. So you got your scone, your jam, and your cream, but which order does the gravy come in? Which is that going first with the jam and the cream on? Is it what?
I've never actually had gravy and biscuits.
Biscuits and gravy, yeah.
Well, biscuits and gravy.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you who's scone. Edie.
Oh, sorry, Ross. You were saying about episode 200. Sorry, mate. I didn't mean to. I just wanted to clear that up, Ross. And then we'll come back to you. I'm kind of managing this meeting now.
I mean, yeah, you can do. Sorry, let's not do the podcast. Let's go back to Ross. You had some point.
It was such a good segue as well.
I know. I'm so sorry.
Colin, you called it a meeting.
You were right to pull the meeting back to the previous point.
Who's taking minutes? That's the question. I mean,
yeah.
Actually, we're taking minutes away from people right now with this conversation.
Alakar, technically you're our Dangerly moderator. So if you can just take them, I know you're probably having a cigar and listening to the episode right now, but if you could just rewind it back and start taking minutes, that would be.
Alakar, do you have a cigar while you're listening to the Danger Club podcast? Don't answer right now because you can't. But that's interesting. That's a cool take. I like that.
It's good, isn't it? He told me sits in the park, has a cigar, listens to the Danger Club podcast. He's cooler than any of us, and he had the longest running NPC on this show, who only died last game. Incredible stuff, shocking stuff. Ross, have you got anything to add about it being nearly episode 200?
Nah.
Thank fuck for that. Right. So last week, you managed to lure the jelly. Actually, a really good move there by Caragor, luring the jelly into the temple, allowing everyone else to run inside the temple. And then managed to batter the jelly. Jelly's still alive. It's all just about in there. Didn't quite get out of initiative rounds. Fulton managing to interrogate Nyamet, taking his stuff. But at the last moment, Edie cast that suggestion spell, cast that charm spell, got the bag, and has absconded with it.
So with suggestion, do I just stand and watch her go and just think that's...
Well, there's a couple of things in play here. So it seems like... So when you hand it to the person, it seems like a logical course of action. And because it was a critical fail, the duration is 1 hour. So for the next hour, that seems like it was a perfectly reasonable thing to have done. You're also under the effect of charm. So you think she's your friend. So it's as much as I hate layering mental effects up on player characters, Edie does have a lot of them. As far as you know, kind of someone as close to you as one of the Danger Club was like, "Quick, give me the bag. That'll help you carry things," and has gone with it and probably has a plan to help everyone. That's kind of where Fulton's head is at, with your own interpretation, your own spin on it, of course.
If it was one of us in the Danger Club, the party, it'd be like, "Quick, give me your bag." We're like, "Why the fuck have you taken that? Don't do that. That's not what we need to do now. No, you idiot, take it in there. No, give that back to me. You're an idiot."
Imagine she did it on Velda, and Velda's like, "Fuck off." He's like, "No, fuck you. I've met someone, but my helpful magic won't stop." It's no match for his cantankerousness.
I wonder if it will get a bonus to my role, just to be like, just Velda's natural belligerence. Just be like, "No, it's my bag." How dare you?
The other thing...
Have any of us seen this happen? That's the other question, I think.
The only person who will have seen this happen would be Bubba. Bubba's the only one with line of sight on it, because Karagor is now the other side of the wall of water, way over the other side of the room, and Shania and Velda have been pushed back because they jumped out of the way of the slime. So they jumped away from the door to get away from it. So Bubba's the only one who would have seen this happen from the outside. And obviously Fulton has seen it, but doesn't necessarily think anything of it. So it's... But also, you've got an entire army of ravenous cultists bearing down, ready to tear you limb from limb. So there's all sorts of fun stuff going on. Should we find out how it goes?
Yes.
Yeah. Shania Rain, it is your go.
Yep. It's my go.
You have a chance
great.
to maybe drop out of initiative fairly soon. For the first time in fucking
that would
months.
Be amazing. Right. So is the gelatinous cube still going?
Gelatinous cube is directly in front of you. You've just rolled back out of the way, and it's just slammed into the wall.
Oh yeah. Actually came for us, didn't it? Yeah. Okay. So gelatinous cube still going, and is Fulton? No, he's not in here yet. Is he? He's still out there. God damn it. All right. Well, then I guess
we could all get through the wall of water really easily. You could leave it there to stop the army of cultists.
Maybe that's a good idea.
I don't know. They could also swim.
What I was thinking of doing was releasing some a swarm of wasps. But I'm not sure if that's a good idea yet.
Will that stop a horde of ravening cultists? Or
it might slow them down a bit.
It might slow them down a bit.
Yeah. The worry on Velda's face as Shania's just started to pull wasps out of her sleeve.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
What's the duration on your swarm? Because that's worth knowing.
The duration. Okay, well I'll have a look at that.
Can you control said swarm, or do you just pull them out your sleeves and they all around you?
Let's see. It's wasp stings, actually.
Okay.
Manifests a swarm of disembodied wasp stingers that stab all the creatures in the area, possibly poisoning them. Yeah. The creatures affected take 1d6 piercing damage. Each creature that takes piercing damage must attempt a fortitude save. And on a failure, the target is afflicted with a swarming wasp venom. Critical failure is swarming wasp venom stage 2. It's just to throw people down. I just thought it might, because it's like a 10-foot burst, so it might hit a lot of people.
Yeah.
There's more than one sting in it. That was what I was thinking. But right now, they're not here yet, are they?
They're not here yet. No.
So,
haven't you got a bunch of monkeys that can just go and take their stuff?
I don't currently. And also, I feel like it's been done, Scott. Do you know what I mean?
You're right. Once you do one thing, it should never be done again.
It's done. Finished.
Yeah, I learned that from you. I learned from the best. I do have a murderous vine that I could call upon. Or maybe I should just use electric arc, because then I'm not wasting something. I suppose I could electric arc the gelatinous cube.
Got the gelatinous cube. Reflex save, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Okay. Yes, indeed.
9 for the reflex. That is a critical fail.
Okay, fantastic. Cool. So you'll take the full damage. It's only these 4s, but there's 5 of them. There's 5 of the 4s.
5 of the 4s. He's rolling 5 of the 4s.
5 of the 4s. That's 4. Oh, that's 10. And right, so it's 12. 12 points of damage.
And you kill the gelatinous cube.
Yay!
Crackle lightning over it. You kind of Gonna pull wasps out of your sleeve. Velda shakes his head. Put it back in. Pull lightning out of your sleeve.
Yeah.
Less chance of collateral damage there.
It's got the thumbs up from Velda.
So are we out of combat rounds?
I'm going to keep you in combat rounds for a moment because you have unless you can do something about this huge swarm of people bearing down on you.
Sure. Yeah. Are they coming from?
Can I? Sorry.
Wait. Sorry. No. Are they coming from the direction that Edie has just run off in?
No. So Edie's run off into the side room. So if you remember the courtyard where you were having the battle, it had the room. You came in through the room for the north where you left the gelatinous cube behind, and then. To the east was a flight of stairs going off down into the city. That's where everyone is coming running from. The west is the doorway that you've all gone through, is the temple, and the south was where that sort of storeroom was, where you all went and rested for a day. Edie has run off into the storeroom.
Got it.
As far as you know, goes off out into the jungle.
Right.
Okay.
So I've got another action as Shania, and then Philly. Can I use my last action to shout for Fulton? Say, Fulton! Well, no, that's not Shania's voice.
You.
That's just Trump. Fulton, quickly, come this way. I am definitely Shania and not anyone else. Please come here inside the doors quickly so we may shut them against the hordes that are running towards us.
Okay.
Velda, do you want to do anything with your turn?
Well, I was going to... I think, because what I was... unless you're definitely going to close the door on the next turn, yeah, when Fulton runs in?
I mean, that's the plan. I mean, is it possible that that Philippe could run out, grab Fulton, and bring him in?
You've got two actions, so I guess Philippe could kind of... If Fulton was willing...
Okay.
When is he not?
Yeah.
I feel like I should make you make a nature check to make Philippe go and grab a hold of the dirty protest that is Fulton.
Sure. Okay. That seems fair to me. So, sorry. What was it? What were you?
Give me a nature check because Philippe is like, seriously. Like, look at you, like.
What do you mean, seriously? Jesus Christ, Philippe. Yes, I'm very serious. That was 30.
Oh, Philippe annoyed, throws down his own poo that he had in his hand, and stomps out of the thing over to Fulton, grabs Fulton around the waist, and goes, and tries. Fulton, do you resist at all?
No.
All right.
I'm sort of burying my face into his chest, or by his arse, whichever way I'm being held.
Slings you over his shoulder, and you carry on, your face and beard bouncing against his purple backside as he carries you into the room. Oh dear, Fulton, you are now all inside the. You are now all inside the room.
Oh shit, that's all my moves. I can't shut the door.
That's fine, Velda, it's your go.
So I would like to maintain the flaming sphere for the moment and move it to outside the door.
Cool.
At least one of the squares on outside the door.
Yep, it carries on burning outside the door.
Hold the door. And now the blob is dead. I think... And I'm going to... Can I ready a spell action to see if any cultist runs in there to cast a spell?
No, you can't ready spells. You can only ready a single action.
I didn't think I could. Okay.
Could you shut the door?
Shut the door.
Shut the door.
Unless it requires... Because it's a double door, isn't it?
It is a double door. It's an athletics check to try and pull the stone doors closed.
Unless you've got like an AoE area denial spell that you can throw on the ground.
I do have an AoE spell, which if they do pop their nasty heads around it, I'm going to detonate, but it's not a persistent. To do a whole shit of damage to the first one, so as long as we can close the door. If we close the door, that's not an option, but to be honest, I think we should close the door. Alright then, in that case, I'm going to maintain the flaming sphere where I put it, And then can I use 2 actions to try and run over and then close the door?
Give me an athletics check.
Alrighty, here we go. Skills.
Mighty
Just gonna warn you
wizard.
that. Oh, well, actually, my athletics isn't affected, but also my athletics isn't that good. So here we go. Oh, mighty wizard. No, it's a 13.
13. Velda comes running over, grabs a hold of the stone, and is just.
Oh God! Oh, it's so. Why am I the one doing this?
Fair play for him trying. Fulton, it's your go.
Don't worry.
Oh, no.
Put me down.
Oh, he's
and I'll shut the door.
smack talking. Philippe puts
Smack
you down.
talk. Smack talk.
I'm going to shut the door.
Ooh.
With an athletics, or can I use my strength?
Your athletics should be higher than your strength because it should factor in your strength.
Yes, you were right. Can I get rid of my sickened?
Not just yet. No, you're still sickened.
Fine. Athletics. Hey! 27.
27. Fulton, you take hold of each of the stone doors, rippling muscles, and just pull the stone doors closed. And they close with a thunk. And you're suddenly plunged into near darkness. The only light coming from the shaft of light coming from the ceiling above you, as you pull them closed. And with that, we're going to drop out of initiative rounds.
Does that mean my stupefy falls away?
After
it's just while we were fighting, right?
It lasts for a minute. So yes, after a few rounds, the wall of water disappears and the stupefied condition ends on you.
Cool.
Am I still wounded? And can I spend some time throwing up?
Fulton, you just spend a few rounds just being sick in the corner, and you eventually remove the sickened condition. You're still wounded, but you can remove sickened and obviously fright's gone already.
Okay.
So we've got, sorry, Dan, just again, because this has been, I've got to say, this has been also one of the longest fights, but also one of the fights where we've all had a lot of conditions. I'm presuming that as line of sight goes with my flaming sphere, the flaming sphere goes and dissipates.
Flaming sphere disappears, but you are also able to untangle yourself from your ropes.
That was my second question. With a sigh, Velda readjusts his clothing, does an awkward little sort of hop about as he sort of like gets his cloak out and sort of adjusts his pants and stuff, and then he's ready to go. Good. That's good.
What were you going to say, Colin?
All right, so Bubba's just going to sort of run over to Fulton as he's throwing up and just be like, Fulton, what did you do? What did you give the bag over for? What's going on?
Huh?
You gave your bag over to Edie and now she's disappeared.
Where is Edie?
Where's Edie?
That had the shard in it, right? That had one of the shards.
Whoa. What? Hold on.
All right, so Bubba tells everyone what happened, and Edie just run off into the storeroom, and she's got the shard, and Fulton gave it over and stuff like that, right?
Oh dear.
Don't worry, fussy pants. Edie needed it. She said, "Oh, I'll take." She said.
It doesn't matter what she said. She's run off.
So you basically just handed over one of the most powerful artifacts in the world.
She said she's got an
Edie.
idea, and then she said she's going to meet us later.
Did she say those words?
Can I get a perception check on whether or not he's talking shit? What is it? Where the
It is perception.
It is perception. Is it? I'm going to try perception because Velda does not believe Fulton right now. Oh, he might do. That's a 15.
15. You can't get any kind of sense of.
Yeah,
Can I do this?
I don't know.
Bubba do the same. Oh shit! It's a natural. No, it's not. It's a. Jesus, come on, Colin. It is a 17.
17, yeah.
18.
18. Yeah, you can't really get much of a gauge either.
But
listen,
Shania also does it.
Nobody believes.
And that is a 32.
32. An interesting one. Okay, so Fulton, in Fulton's mind, in Fulton's sense, like, is Fulton trying to lie to everybody right now?
No.
Okay.
He genuinely believes what he's saying.
That's not at all what she said. She said, "Give me the knapsack." You gave it to her, and she ran away.
Yeah, she did not say that.
I know, and obviously that's stepping outside the rules at the moment, but that is, so what you're saying is a complete fabrication. She said,
he believes
"I've got a plan," and then she ran away. Oh, I suppose you are mad.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah, but if the question was, did she actually say that? Then
I mean,
you believe
there's
her.
no way that we'd be able to to tell? Is it like I think maybe with like a high perception thing like that, you might be able to tell that he thinks that he's definitely telling the truth, and maybe there's something a bit odd about the way he's telling the truth.
I mean, it's perhaps weird that he would simply give the bag away.
Yeah,
you get that vibe.
So, he said, "Give me the knapsack."
Okay,
and I did.
Right. Okay. I understand that. I just So you trust Edie then? Yeah.
I trust her like I trust you, the rest of the Danger Club.
It doesn't matter if we trust her or not. She's disappeared with it. We need to go and get that because we can't let that fall into the wrong hands.
But we also need the curse breaker.
I mean, hold on, just one moment, just slowly. I want to try to get a sense of how. So you gave it to her. You did not question for a second that it was the right thing to do. Yes, as if she has been, with us for years.
I knew it was the right thing to do.
Okay.
I trust her.
Helpfully in defense of Fulton's actions, Carolina goes.
What did he say, Shania?
He said,
can I make a roll to try and work out what he said?
Yes.
Yeah.
A nature check to try and understand what the lemur is saying.
I like the way we're having the discussion as hundreds of bloodthirsty cultists are literally running towards the door. Dan,
so
there was just while this is going on, Velda also goes back to what he's going to do. Is the door lockable? Is there a bar? Is there a something we can slip out the door?
There is a stone lock that can turn on it, which with a bit of mage hand or a bit of work from a couple of you, you're able to turn that and shut the door.
Velda runs over and says, "Can I get a hand? I think we probably need to lock the door. Oh God, why am I doing this again? This is my bag."
24. I got 24.
Okay, that's a 24. So as Velda struggles with the door, yes, you are able to understand. You're able to get a gist of what Carolina is trying to tell you.
Okay, Scott, what was Carolina trying to tell us?
Edie's a close friend.
That Edie's a close friend, right? Okay, so it seems like Caragor is also seems very close to Edie. How do you feel about her, Bubba?
Look, it doesn't matter how I feel about her. The fact is,
no, it really does.
No, wait, look, listen. It doesn't matter how we feel. The thing is, if she's going away, right, regardless of if she's a friend or not, she's in danger by carrying that shard around. So we need to get it off her hands. If you want to look at it that way, the fact is that we should not have given it to someone else. It needs to stay with us. And if she's not around here, if she's disappeared, I feel like we should go and follow her and find it.
But you realise there are thousands of angry cultists out there trying to attack us, yes?
Yeah, sure. We block the doors. We don't allow them in, whatever. But we need to do that. We need to get hold of the curse breaker as well and then get out of it.
We have to go out of this door.
Why don't we just wait here, and I'm sure Edie will come back.
No, look, that's a terrible plan. I think we should go, the door's locked, we should get the curse breaker, and then we should go hightail it after Edie.
Yes.
If she's innocent, fine, she'll give us back the shard. If she's not,
curse breaker first.
We'll smack her about and get it back that way. We'll have to fight her. Not smack her about, but fight her, because she's clearly evil. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm panicking. Can you hear the cultists on the other side of the door?
Yes,
Dan, do we know... Sorry, Dan, do we know if there's a way out of that storeroom?
A way out of that storeroom?
Do we know that?
You had you know that it goes out to the jungle.
Right, I'm going to cast locate item.
Okay,
because she's getting away, man. It's called locate, sorry. And it's an uncommon spell. Lovely. Lasts for 10 minutes. And it range of 500 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And I learn the direction of the target picked of a specific object.
Interesting.
Yes, it's a good spell.
Protection, divination, in direction of the target. Okay. Accurate mental image. You've got an accurate mental image. You learn the direction of the target. And you can sustain it. Okay.
Because at the moment, You know, I mean, if we can grab the curse breaker quickly, then I'll say this to the club. Listen, if we can grab the curse breaker quickly, I've just cast a spell which is going to give us about 10 minutes to find where Edie's gone. Because if she runs off in a panic, if she is our friend, we still need to find her, right?
Exactly.
To make sure that she's okay, right?
Yeah, okay.
And presumably,
Exactly.
We should stay here.
Shut up,
no,
Fulton. We're going to go and find her, all right?
Yes, and listen, she's not stupid. Like, she's going to be running away from the cultists as well. So
Exactly.
If she is innocent or not, then she's going to be running hightail as well. Look, we really need to get the curse breaker and get out of here.
We must find the curse breaker. Let's look for that.
We haven't got much time, all right?
Okay.
Let's go. Let's get it.
Okay.
So, what happened? Bubba, as you cast the spell, you get a sense that the shard is to the south currently of where you are. And as you're doing that, you start hearing a banging on the other side of the stone door. It's thick stone, but you can hear kind of the sounds of people hitting against it as the crowd reach the plaza.
Weren't they set off the monkey chain trap?
No, because an incredibly skilled ranger called Caragor Onefang disabled the monkey claw trap.
Did I take it all down?
You took the entire thing apart, yes.
You made a special point of saying, like, I take them all down.
You took one, you slapped one of the monkey statues around the face with its own hand.
Yeah, now I remember.
You crushed that roll.
Foiled by my own.
Do remember the slapping. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah,
it was pretty good. Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, so can we look around the room and see, you know, where we could possibly go? Which direction did he point?
You've got a couple of options here. You've got you've got the big stinking throne covered in flies, made of flesh. You've got a door. They're both doors on the. Both doors are on the western wall, but one is sort of at the south, one is at the north.
Okay, Fulton, which one of these doors was it that he pointed to when you asked him about the curse breaker?
That one.
Good.
Right. Good. Splendid.
Do you actually remember, or is that something Dan can tell you?
I don't think he did point.
He just said it said in the temple.
Yeah. He did.
Yeah, he said in the temple. He said in the temple.
Are we in the temple now?
You reckon you are? Yeah, you reckon you're inside the temple.
Carolina pushes over that throne.
You push the throne over with a heft of strength. The stinking thing crashes to the floor. Flies buzz up everywhere, and it just lies there stinking.
Cool.
Some of the meat falls out from the stitching of it.
Oh wait, can I detect magic as well?
Yeah.
Right.
You detect magic.
Yeah, I detect magic in the area just to see where the magic's coming from.
Okay, the magic is coming from. You've got a lingering sense of magic around Fulton to do with the which you recognise as the magic from the shard. That is fading because you know that the shard magic kind of lingers for a little while. The magic on Fulton from that is fading. However, the spear that he's holding is magical.
Okay.
That reminds me. Fulton, can I have a look at that staff? Spear staff.
Hey, here you go. He froze it, but so rubbishly froze it short. Just towards Velda.
Thank you.
What else did you find on him, Fulton?
I found a symbol of Angazan. I found this neat armor made of flesh.
Oh, God, Fulton, that's disgusting. That's made of... That's human flesh.
I know, it's like Jam Jam. I could be an adult Jam Jam.
Why would you want such... Where is Jam?
Okay, good. Anything else? Anything else useful?
And that is almost it.
Caragor goes and checks traps on one of the doors and tries to open it whilst we're having this conversation. Okay. There's like an army of people trying to get in these doors.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. It's that would be a perception check on the door. Do you want to go for the northern one or the southern one?
Let's say I went north because I've got that accent. And
right, I like that thinking.
Perception check is a 23.
A 23, you find no evidence of traps on it and it doesn't appear to be locked.
I open it.
Okay. You open the door, and it opens out into a stone room with lots of boxes and things set around with some cloths over them. Looks like they're used for sitting on. Maybe it's a kind of a waiting sort of area. It disappears off to the north, where you can see a faint glow coming from the north. There is also a door immediately to the south, so sort of to your left as you come in. A single door from which there is a foul smell coming.
Faint glow coming from the north. Now that has, would that be something... When we go into the something Archive of the Sun, the Cursebreaker wasn't necessarily a sun item, was it, lads?
Wasn't necessarily, no.
Okay, well then either way, Caragor motions that the to the door to point his way through.
Quick question. I presume the wall of water has disappeared?
The wall of water is gone, yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah. So, Velda sort of hurries after Caragor.
Okay, Velda scampers on.
Yeah.
Come on, Jin.
Shania notices that the door's open, also goes, but she's still pressing Fulton, like, is there anything else at all that was useful?
There's this necklace that's got a key on it.
Okay, cool. Can I see it?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Passes it
she
to
takes
Shania.
the key.
I love the way you thought the human skin armor was more important. I know that was the order you got given it, but I love the fact that Fulton's like, check out this human skin. It's like, is there anything else? Anything else? Oh, yeah, the key. All right.
Karalima just strokes his fairy chin at the key, and then goes back to the door on the south, points at it and goes,
okay, so Shania...
Caragor puts his hands up. Karalima puts his hands up. Caragor checks the door for traps.
So where are you going next? So you're going through the...
Sorry, no. So without going through the door to the north, only having opened it, I go back to the other door, which is in this same room, the south one.
Yep.
Check that one for traps.
Check that one for traps.
Which is a 27.
27, not trapped, not locked.
I open it.
Okay, you push that one open. This is another kind of... This looks like another kind of workroom. Maybe it's maybe a living quarters kind of thing. So you can see a few cots and things lying around. You can see ways on from here. It seems to stretch around to the south and then loop back on itself a little bit. And then there is you get a real sense of unease from the south when you kind of look down there. You just get a real weird sort of knot in your stomach when you look down that way. There is also a door to the north of here, which you reckon probably connect. There's that door to the south from the northern room, door to the north from the southern room. You reckon there's a little room that is connected that both of those doors go to, kind of directly behind the throne.
These corridors link up.
Yeah, looks like they all link.
So do we take the one that's got the glowy bit, or the one that makes me feel uneasy? Karalima goes,
or you've got the bit in the middle which smells.
Do we all get the sense of unease?
If you all go over and have a look, you all get a slight sense of unease from
we
there.
do also have to think about our exit out of here if that door inevitably fails. So if these two corridors link up, although there is the coming back on it. Wait, let's just go through the northern one, the one with the glow at the end.
The one with the glow. Yeah, I think.
I agree with that.
Yes. The other way looks icky. Feels.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. Ken, while we're doing this,
okay,
is it possible for Shania to sort of try and see if she knows anything, like a work our way to turn Caragor back?
Yeah, you reckon? Give me a religion check to have an idea of what was done to him.
That is 21.
A 21. You reckon...
Oh, no. Sorry, more than that.
Okay.
23.
23. Okay. So it looks like whatever power was infused into that water was profane in the extreme. It was the power of the demon, lord that has done this. So you will need powerful divine magic to turn him back. If there's a way of breaking... If you have magic that can break curses, you might be able to do that.
Right.
Or if you had divine direct intervention by a powerful divine being, that might be able to help with that.
Okay, all right. Cool. I'd take that knowledge on and...
Well, as Shania's sort of like staring at Caragor, wondering what to do, Velda says, Shania, have you got any ideas how to get him back?
Yeah, it's possible. We would need divine magic or some kind of curse breaker or something. It's profane the magic that was used on him.
I mean, do you think we could probably use the curse breaker itself to break his curse, as long as it's not a one-use thing?
Carolina yanks the robes of both the spellcasters, waves his little hands in front of them, points back at the stone door, and jumps up and down.
Oh, yes, you're quite right.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
you're
sorry.
quite right. Sorry, again, I've been
chased
distracted
after him.
by intellectual discourse. Yes, you're quite right, little monkey. Caragol.
Carolina's a
Carolina.
bug.
Okay.
Right, let's go.
We're following.
At any point, I am happy for Shania to make a nature check to understand what Karagor is saying in monkey language. However, if you ever fail that check, Scott, I want you to lie about what Karagor is trying to say.
Yeah, man.
I think
They were doing it every time.
I think that is perfectly fair to do. Gesturing and stuff is fine. That's easy to point out. So, as you get up, you run around to the north and you find a set of double doors where you can see there is an orange glow coming out from underneath it. And you can hear, now when you're up there, you can hear the sound of hammering from inside. You hear the sound of someone hammering metal. As you've got up there, you see that there is also a single door up here, which appears to carry on to the west outside. And if you listen against that, you can hear more shouts. And then suddenly you can hear the sound of screaming, of many, many people screaming, and the sounds of combat coming from through that small door.
What was it Naimet said? What was it, Fulton, you said that Naimet said? This is hugely inaccurate, but yes.
What do you mean? When?
Because he said about how these people know and why they're coming. Are they all for Naimet, or are they other people's demons?
No, he just said they're descending upon us all and we're all gonna die.
So it's quite possible then that Naimet's followers are fighting for their lives then.
Aye.
Oh well, this could benefit us. We could slip out during the carnage as long as we can find the Oathbreaker. Oathbreaker? Good heavens, that's a different franchise. The Cursebreaker. It could be something. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Let's try to find
What's
that.
the blacksmith?
Yeah.
What's that about? Should we have a look? Do you want to go sneaky? Or
Also,
It's a smithy.
Also, the longer this takes, the less chance we're going to get to find Edie, because now...
Yes, you're quite correct. Yes, so let's
we need to hurry this up. Can I still... can Bubba still get a sense of where it is at the moment?
This is assuming that Bubba... so Bubba is basically... If we were in combat rounds, Bubba would be using one action every turn to keep sustaining this spell. So he's kind of a little slower than the rest of you. But yeah, you've still got a sense that it's kind of to the south.
All right, so she's not 500 feet away yet, team.
Okay, good. Well then, we must explore quickly. Let's just...
And also, them doors ain't going to hold forever. Let's keep going.
All right, into the blacksmith's.
Okay. Yep.
You open the door to the. You open the door and you pull open the entrance. This room is a relatively small room. It has a forge in the very corner of it. That is burning away. It's surrounded by blackened iron tools. There's piles of different bits and bobs. There's some weapons and things that look like they've been made. There's shelves against the wall containing metal ingots and bits of scrap metal, along with sort of nails, spearheads, things like that. There is a single cultist in here, with his back to you, just hammering away at the anvil. The sound of the anvil drowning out everything that's going on outside. The cultist doesn't. The cultist turns around and just shouts something in Mwangi as you come in, and then holds out a hand behind him.
I think he wants to be pushed into the furnace.
What?
Is that not what he's saying? I don't know.
I run towards him and push him in the furnace.
Athletics checks from both of you.
I'm not pushing him in. But
no, that's fine.
No, I'm just suggesting the idea, and then
you suggest it, he does it.
Yes,
it's the same every time.
It's almost like Velden knew that he was going to follow his suggestion.
What'd you get, Ross?
I got 15 plus 13, so 28.
Damn it, 22. I'm a fucking lemur.
Oh, the two of you crash into the back of the cultist as his hands outstretched for whatever he thought you were going to give him, and just wicked witch that, like fairy tale style, boot him into the forge, and then just close the thing. He's like,
It's what he would have wanted. Right.
They're the worst pies in London.
oh my god!
Right, can I cast a quick appraisatory glance over what they're making? If there's anything of any use, not in terms of looting, but just if there's any point to any of this.
Yeah, like could any of it possibly be a curse breaker?
A curse breaker, exactly.
I'm gonna do the same.
Perception. It's that'll be a 28 for Felder.
Very nice.
And a natural 20 on the die from.
Sake, I never get high perception ever.
Which makes a 37.
Fuck off.
Okay. So,
even though it ultimately helps the group, fuck off.
You both find something.
Yes.
Yay.
Here we go. There's two things to find in this room.
Find like an iron butt plug, aren't I?
Find
He's going to find the curse breaker. That's what's going to happen.
Studded butt plug.
However, you find both of them, but you just let Velda have this one and pretend.
Okay, yeah.
Look, I found this over here.
So there are two things in here. You find there is a small bunch of keys hanging on a hook by the door. I'm not sure what they do, but you grab a hold of those. And the thing on the anvil that the guy was working on is a silver suit of chainmail, which is there are images of the moon woven into it. However, it is incredibly hot. It is almost too hot to handle right now. It would it's still very brittle because it's still heated up. If you want to try and handle it, if you want to try and grab it, you'd need to make a crafting check to cool it successfully without breaking it.
Doesn't Fulton have some kind of dwarven ability where he's allowed to hold things that are hot? Have I misremembered that?
Well, I've got a crafting.
I thought you had some kind of it doesn't matter if it's hot, I can put my hands in the furnace.
He's got his mithril hand. Don't you have fire resistance?
Yeah, I've got fire resistance.
Well, then that sounds like it then.
Yeah, that sounds like you're just
fire resistant 3.
Nice.
Jeez.
And you've got the crafting check. I mean, I'm gonna go wild here, but I think you might be the party member for this job. Just putting it out there.
Stand back. Ooh, 18 on the day, and then that's 38.
38. You grab a hold of the stone of the cloth with your hands, your mithril hands.
Sorry. 28.
28. Okay. Still a success. And you plunge it into the water, cooling it without shattering the metal. You are able to cool it successfully and retrieve it. What you have got here is something called Moonlit Chain. It is a +1 silver chain shirt, which has a collar adorned with images of the moon on it. While wearing it, you gain low light vision, and once per day you can suppress the dazzled condition. It's a pretty nice piece of kit.
Nice.
Who doesn't? Who can't see?
Again, Carolina bounces up and down, points at all the various objectives that they've got in the room, points at whatever bag we're doing.
I've got Shania has a bag. She opens it up and says, "Just put it in there. We got things to do."
Do you know what? Okay. Can I just say, as a little aside, just as Dan finished describing that, he went, "It's a pretty nice item." There was a crack of thunder outside my window. It was perfect timing. Everyone else heard that. It's like.
I mean, I saw the lightning from where I am. The lightning struck down, and then you took your headphones off. It was crazy.
I know, that's mad. And it was just literally as Dan was like, "It's a pretty nice item. It's a fucking cursed item. That's what it is." Put it back, Lord. Throw it in the furnace.
You throw it in the bag. You watch the moon go down. Oh, the moon. Moon in the bag.
Okay, and that's everything there is to find. Are there any other doors or anything in here?
There's no other way. This is a dead end.
Okay, all right. So let's go back. We need to go the other way. It's the only way.
I presume. Should we say I find the keys and Velda pockets the keys?
Yep. Okay.
So takes them.
You've got the keys. So assuming you leave the door with the screaming alone, then you head back down towards the south.
Wait, hold on. The screaming was not coming from the door we closed?
No. So you're on the other side. You're on the other side
door.
of the temple. I mean, presumably the temple has a back, so it's
Right.
possible that you found the back way out of the temple, and that there's some kind of horrible business going on out there. That would be your best guess.
Okay.
They're vying for control.
No, I think they're getting slaughtered. Let's go.
All right, let's go to the other way.
Okay.
So we have to go through the stinking door, don't we?
You could go through the stinking door, which you know eventually will bring you back to kind of the door, the place that gives you an uneasy feeling, or you could go all the way around back through the throne room and just skip out the stinking room. Depends if you want to look in the stinking room or not.
I think we better check it. We need to check the whole place, don't we?
We do.
All right.
All right. So yeah, we go.
Do we,
All right.
on the way back, go back through the corridor with the boxes and stuff?
You do, yes.
On the way, Carolina just bounces off, takes a few of the cloths off, and just checks the boxes as they're like jogging through.
Cool. Yeah, you have a good look at a few of them, but no, you don't find anything of any particular value in here. You find some spoiled food, but that's about it. Okay, you open the stinking door. It does indeed reek in here. You open the door into a long room. It is a small, squalid prison, it appears to be. Along the centre of the room is a long gutter filled with filth, with a drain at the end of it. It looks like this room doubles as a toilet and a prison, because on the sides of the room, just away from the gutter, there are rows of manacles strapped to the wall. There is a small table covered in blood, with some chains on it in one corner of the room, and there are a couple of little windows high up in the ceiling with bars on them. Chained to the manacles are 2 figures. Would have been 3 figures, but Fulton survived. So...
I was going to say.
No bonus character in there. I just went and deleted the extra token. On one side of the room, there is a rat folk. And on the other side of the room, there is a half-orc. Both of them look very, very thin and very tired. They're both chained to the wall. They are the rat folk. Both of them are unusually tall, you would say, for rat folk or for half-orcs.
Do we release them,
kind of
or
like,
do we leave?
They're barely
leave
conscious. Yeah, they're like.
Should
we leave?
Caragor's taking the keys from Velda and is going to scurry up to try and undo the manacles.
You're assuming that Velda's not going to release them. Thank you very much.
I mean,
you're not going to
You're taking a while about it.
You're
so
not going to go digging
now.
in pockets to do that. Thanks. I was just waiting for the DM to describe the room. We go up and. Very well, little lemur. Let's go and release the prisoners. Thank you very much.
Patronising.
I mean, you're literally going into someone else's pockets to try and retrieve something because you assume that I'm not going to.
We're being chased out of the temple by about 1,000 cultists. Time is of the essence.
Let's release them. Anyway, I don't speak
1,000
lemur.
times.
I don't speak lemur, so I don't understand. We run over.
Captain patronising and the light fingers kid head into the room. You unlock the manacles, and the pair of them just kind of collapse to the floor, gasping, and look up at you. Just kind of wonders the.
Here you go. Have some pocket meat.
Oh God, that's not going to help, Fulton. That's really not going to. Well, actually, to be honest, it can't get any.
The rat folk lady with her greying fur grabs the pocket meat and just wolfs it down.
Oh, thank you, dearie. Thank you so much.
What's your name?
My name, because we've been in the jungle for so long, both of our names
come from the patrons.
Yeah.
Oh. My name comes from the one and only Stu Jackson.
Oh,
I never do this right. When do we do? We do the name and then I'll do the
name, then the name,
then we cheer.
And then we cheer.
Comes from Stu Jackson. My name is Fenella, the old lady.
Is that your second name?
The old lady, yes, that's my name, is the old lady. That's what they know me as. That's what they know
you like
me as.
when you were young.
Oh, it was very inconvenient, I can tell you, when I was young. And this strapping half-orc over here is my companion, my travelling companion. His name comes from Matt Letty, and his name is Matt Letty.
Matt Letty.
The half orc looks up. Says,
Matt Letty.
Yes, I'm Matt Letty. I'm Matt Letty, the half orc. I'm a half orc card game designer. I travel the jungle designing interactive collectible games.
What's the game that you're working on at the moment?
We haven't really got time for this.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Thank you so much for saving us. We were on a quest with a fellow worshippers of Balumdar when I was trying to sell some cards to the halflings of the jungle, and we were set upon by these worshippers of Angazan and dragged here. They've already killed our guide, the halfling.
Ding,
we
ding,
heard
ding.
the screams from here. Thank God you saved us.
Side quest done. Ticking that box. Right, just the curse breaker. Let's get out of here.
Go that way and out the door, and you'll be able to sneak out, and we'll meet you there. Or we taking them with us?
They might have to come with us because
they might have to come with you. We need to
there's war out on the streets, so
go out the screaming door.
So should I
stick with us? Stick
check
close to
the
us.
whole room or anything that could be in there?
You look around the room. There's nothing of any. There doesn't seem to be anything of anything particular interest. Once you've released the prisoners, they seem to be only things in here. You can grab some of the manacles if you want to keep some manacles. But we've already established
that's okay.
No, it's fine.
No.
So what else have we got left?
There's nothing here. Let's go to the next place.
This room's clear. Let's go.
Clear.
You open the door to the south, and you can see off in the darkness ahead of you. You can see there is a small shrine in one corner with a kind of crooked looking a dinosaur hunched over, so its back is like an altar with a crooked looking hand at the top of it that seems to be just emanating this horrible feeling of malice. Beyond it, the corridor loops around out of sight off in another direction. As you're about to take a step forward, you can see a couple of glowing eyes coming out of the darkness towards you as a pair of demons start to walk out of the darkness, spears in hand, blood dripping from their flayed bodies. And then overhead, suddenly, amidst the screams and the sound of battle, you hear the roar of a dragon. And that is where we leave it for tonight.
Yeah.
This place is going to hell.
Is that our dragon friend, though? Is she about to, leap to our safety?
Maybe. I don't know.
Now we've killed Nyamet, are they just, jumping in to, help us out?
We're not going to find out till next week.
Dragon fight.
Dragon fight.
Dragon fight.
This week's episode was made by our Dangerling of the Week.
Was it? Yeah, it was made by
They made it, did they?
They made it.
Candice made it. Yeah, she made it. She edited it. She voiced all of us. It was really good. What do you think,
nice to have
guys?
a week off,
I
wasn't
think
it?
she did a great job on this one. Well done, Candice.
I'd actually like to hear that.
I've got a lot more spreadsheets now than I did before.
Thank you for Candice. If you want to get your name on Dangerling of the Week, if you want to do an impression of us for a whole entire episode, then go on down to Danger Club's Patreon and subscribe to the tier that you can get your name on the show with.
Is that a tier that we pay for?
I love that you said thanks for Candice.
Is that the Tears of the Sun, Ross?
No, that's not. No, that was last week or whenever that was put on. Anyway, bye.
Thank you for Candice.